The 1963 Notre Dame Navy football game was more than just the last win for the midshipmen in the series until the turn of the new century. It was a memorable moment for two brothers, Navy team captain Tom Lynch and Notre Dame freshman Jim Lynch. Tom was suited up and starring for Navy, while Jim watched from the stands in a time when freshmen were ineligible to compete.
You know how far brotherly love goes because it was tied at halftime, and I still had a brother playing that I was kind of hoping would play well. And by the time the game was over, I didn't care how he played. I didn't want anything to do with him.
Navy gets off on the right foot in the third quarter as Roger Staubach converts a busted pass play into a 10-yard gain. Flawless ball handling on the part of Staubach precedes a perfect pass to Pat Donnelly. This spells touchdown Navy, and the Tars are on top 14-7. Now Notre Dame must play catch-up football. This is a dangerous game, and it backfires on the Irish as Budka's pass is stolen for a touchdown by Gary Kellner. The Middies carry a 28-7 bulge into the fourth quarter. The word from Annapolis now, Staubach for Admiral.
The families got together at Elkhart, Indiana, and Jim had been on the campus for 2 months, maybe less, and he peeled down. It was a cold, wintry day, and he peeled down and had a Notre Dame jersey on. I said, I'd be embarrassed to wear that thing, you know, which I was just kind of joshing him. He took very serious. And
wasn't funny.
When you talk about paybacks are hell, the very next year you brought in Persigan, and Era put all the guys in the right position. Jim's a starting linebacker. I'm an ensign in the stands up in Philadelphia.
Hewitt flips a screen pass over the heads of the onrushing middies, and Nick Eddy gathers it in. Eddy, a sophomore with mercury feet, gets some great downfield blocking and weaves through the Navy secondary en route to a 74-yard touchdown. College football's most publicized pass-catch duo goes to work. John Hewitt throws and Jack Snow catches, and Notre Dame has another touchdown. John Hewitt drops back and looks for his favorite target, Jack Snow. He finds him, and Snow takes it for the score. Notre Dame adds another touchdown for a 40-0 thrashing of Navy.
Went down to the locker room after the game. Navy lost 40-0, and I had my uniform, and Jim said, I'd be embarrassed to wear that thing. So paybacks are hell in our family.
With his older brother at the Naval Academy, was there any pressure on Jim to follow in his brother's footsteps?
Well, you know, I'm fond of saying that I was probably one of the very few Midwestern Irish Catholics that got a scholarship to Notre Dame, and my father didn't want me to go there. He wanted me to go to the Naval Academy. He came around pretty quickly, but at the time, I think there was more pressure for me to go to the Naval Academy than there was for me to go to Notre Dame, that's for sure.
Jim was recruited, parade All-American, recruited by everybody in the country, and he had it down to Notre Dame or Navy. And at the time, Notre Dame was in the tank. We had beaten them the previous year, 35-14, and you know, and you're going to Notre Dame and Navy. We were touting Roger Staubach, a Heisman Trophy winner, and we're on the upswing. But he went up on a retreat and came home and said, "Our Lady says it's Notre Dame." So, end of story.
The decision paid off for the Irish as Jim Lynch dominated from his middle linebacker position in 3 years as the leader of Notre Dame's defense. Tom and Jim Lynch are not only bound by their brotherhood, but they were both selected as team captains by their peers.
Well, to me, it means just a tremendous sense of responsibility. That bond, that brotherhood, that love we had for one another, I wanted to keep that together. We had our 50th team reunion a couple of weeks ago at the Naval Academy, and it was like, you know, you go right back to 1963. I mean, you talk the same stories, we talk to coaches, we talk to the things that happened, and just that love and that bond that you have. And right now, 50 years later, I know where every guy is. I know wife, kids, everything about them.
Jim Lynch went on to become an all-star linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. He won a Super Bowl with the team in 1969 and was selected to the Chiefs Hall of Fame in 1990. With all those accomplishments, there is one that still resonates more than any other for the Lima, Ohio native, serving as team captain of Notre Dame's 1966 national championship team.
It meant so much more to me than anything else. And with the test of time, it's still the single thing that I am the most proud of a football career, both college and pro. It meant the world to me. I mean, I think that, and still does, because I think that there was only one captain in 1966. There were a lot of All-Americans. There were a lot of great characters, a lot of great people with great character, but there was only one captain. And I was elected captain by the peer group, and we were a very successful team, and we did a lot of things that were exceptional.
Possibly more than anyone else that was in the stands for the Notre Dame Navy game this year, Tom and Jim Lynch know exactly what the rivalry means to both schools.
The University of Notre Dame has the utmost respect for the Naval Academy, and I've always said, and I've said it many, many times, that both of these schools are jewels of the country that really do need to be fostered and protected.
When I was superintendent, they said, "Why do you want to play Notre Dame? Why do you?" Because we were not very competitive at the time, and it was very simple. I mean, Notre Dame represents all that's good in this country. It's the epitome of college football and college athletics. Low period in our football program. I did ask Father Joyce to come back and several others to, maybe it's time for us to drop down and get to a lower division and not think about Division I football anymore. Resoundingly, Father Joyce and others came back and said, no, you need to stay Division I. And we did, and eventually we turned the program around and we are to where we are today. But Father Hesburgh and Father Joyce, idols of so many people, millions of people around the world, and we lost Father Joyce, but Father Hesburgh is still going strong. I received a photo yesterday of the Blue Angels, had a photo taken with Father Hesburgh.
And I can remember talking to Father Joyce, and he said, you know, Jim, he said, we will always play Navy, unless Navy doesn't want to play us. And that's been the attitude. So it's been fun to watch, it's been fun to be a part of, and I've been very proud of both schools.
Made me laugh there because when we played Notre Dame, must have been probably '92 when I was superintendent, we were here and Jim and I were together, and let's go over Saturday morning before the game, let's go over and say hello to Father Joyce. And we went over and called on Father Joyce, and we started talking a little bit and telling him, we just went here to say hello. And he said, oh, I thought you were here to say maybe you don't want to play us anymore.
Yeah.
No, we'll never do that.
Well, Father Joyce always would say, you know, I really want Navy to win one of these, but not this year.